What's up, guys, and welcome to my review for Godzilla Minus One. This movie has been critically praised since it came out and made so much money at the box office. It was very successful that now a black and white version of the film is coming out, which I probably could have went and saw when that opened, but I had the opportunity and I said, you know what? It's time for me to see this movie. And I'm basically here to confirm the rumors that this is an excellent film. Now, I've been a huge Godzilla fan for my whole life, basically. When I was a kid, I had some Godzilla action figures, but I think I was more of a fan of Godzilla himself than the movies because I never really liked any of the recent Godzilla films, especially when I started reviewing films. And lately, I mean, Godzilla 2014, I think is very bland. I don't think it's that great. I think the best part about it was Bryan Cranston, and to kill him off within the first half hour was very disappointing. I think King of the Monsters, I think the monster stuff is very good, but I think the human stuff falls flat. Godzilla versus Kong, I think, is a fun movie, but it's something that you have to turn your brain off. You can enjoy it, but the characters, the human stuff, whatever, it's just not great either. But it is the best of the three that I just mentioned, and it is a fun movie. Popcorn flick, turn your brain off. And that's probably what the next one will be as well. The Godzilla Kong, whatever it's called, the sequel to it that's coming out. But even though those films were just kind of mediocre at best, I still love the character of Godzilla. And I bought the Funko Pop when it came out. He had the heat ray out of his mouth. I don't know where it went. So I just have this, piece here, but he's great. I love him. Got him always on display. And yeah, so once this movie started getting such great reviews, I said, okay, I want to go see this. And I was finally able to get out to watch it. This is the story of a kamikaze pilot who doesn't do his duty, and he's got to live with that. And he goes to this beach at the end of the war, and right before you know it, Godzilla comes and he starts killing a bunch of people. And he's given the opportunity, our lead character, to shoot and protect the people that he's with, but he decides to cower in fear, leading to a bunch of death. So he's got to live with that now. He goes back. He's living his life, and look, this is a very human story. And as we start to rebuild a potential future for this guy and these characters that he meets along the way, Godzilla comes back to wreak havoc. This is a terrifying film. I thought the scenes with Godzilla were scary. I was scared by Godzilla in this movie, and I haven't been scared by him in any of the previous films. In those Warner Brothers movies, the MonsterVerse movies, what have you, he's more of like a anti-action hero. Even in the trailer of the new film, he's running alongside Kong, like they're superhero buddies or whatever. It's not scary. In this, Godzilla, you fear him, and you are totally behind the characters and our lead character to, for what he wants to do to make things right, and he needs to make things right for himself and for the people around him. So, it's a great emotional journey with great emotional beats and characters. I was totally invested into it, and the effects were great as well. Now, I know that this movie only had like a $15 million budget, if that, but it's some of the best visual effects of the whole year. Godzilla looks incredible. The destruction is fantastic. The sound is also great. This movie should get a slew of Oscar nominations. I'm not sure if it will. Hopefully, it gets in for Best Foreign Language Film. So we'll see. But I mean, this is just a superior Godzilla movie to anything that we've gotten recently. Now, look, I haven't seen Shin Godzilla. I've heard very good things about that. But, the MonsterVerse, Warner Brothers Godzilla movies, this is like Schindler's List compared to those films. This is a great movie. It's entertaining. If I have one negative about it, it is that lead actor and his performance. He is overcooking it at times. With the emotional stuff, when he starts to cry, he starts to like let out these whines, and it was just like, all right, buddy, tone it down a little bit. Like he just was. I can't really express and explain the noises that were coming out of him when he was screaming and getting emotional. But yeah, it was just at those moments where there are emotional moments in this film where he does have to act out in that way. It was just a little, I don't know. It just seemed like a some sort of animal that got hit by a car, just weeping in pain. It just seemed like the sounds coming out of this guy were like unhuman. I don't know. And that's not really a nitpick either, because it kind of took me back a little bit. Like, oh, couldn't the director say, tone it down a little bit? But other than that, I loved it. And Godzilla -1 is a 4.5 out of 5-star movie for me. And I highly recommend it. If you're a Godzilla fan, if you're a fan of good movies, you might be like, oh, well, there's subtitles. Some people might not be into, reading subtitles. And I would say, look, you you read them, but it's almost like that you don't even notice they're there because of how engaging the script is. It's not like a task or a hassle to sit there and have to read the film. So I do think you should give it a shot. I think this movie has something for everybody. And with that being said, guys, comment down below. Did you see Godzilla -1? Did you think it's one of the best movies of the year? I got a top 10 best movies of 2023 list coming out within the next couple of weeks. Got to catch up on the last few things, and then I'll be posting that video. Just posted the top 10 worst movie list. So if you want to check that out, that's up now. You guys, you can follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72 and Instagram and TikTok at KingRises131. And that's about it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Godzilla -1. And until next time, over and out.